Tonight on Evening, Seattle hides a wild side. This man reveals it in a new book.
Walk slowly, look up and look down, pay attention.
Hey, it's me, Cisco Morse. If you think you can just leave your containers sitting there all summer long, you got another thing coming.
And The Man of Steel returns to the box office. A look at the new Superman movie.
Welcome to the show from Bloom Bistro in Georgetown. I'm St. Brian, and we are here for a bit of Seattle history as well as a taste of the best bagels made in the city.
I absolutely love it. I love being here. I love every moment I'm here. Doesn't mean I'm not tired when I get here at 4 in the morning, but I love doing it.
Marissa Figueroa discovered she had a talent for bagel making during the pandemic, when the East Coast natives started making them as a hobby and then shared them with neighbors.
Next thing we knew, our Sunday morning bagel list was over 50 people long.
When time came to make the leap full-time, Marissa figured the perfect place to bloom was Georgetown, specifically in a 120-year-old building that once served as a roadside inn and grocery store. Today, it's a bustling bagel shop where neighbors come in for bacon and egg breakfast sandwiches. Middle Fork Coffee, roasted down the street in South Park, and the Bistro's most popular offering.
Our rosemary sea salt is our signature bagel. I always say if we didn't make it, there'd be riots on the streets.
They're the best bagels that I've ever had in my life.
Bloom Bistro also serves as the neighborhood grocery store, especially for that most essential of needs.
The toilet paper. I asked, what do people want to see in their neighborhood community store? And I was shocked the number one answer was toilet paper. And so I said, okay, that's easy enough for me to do.
Because there are more ways to be a good neighbor than just serving great coffee and bagels.
Bloom Bistro is open Tuesday through Sunday. Look up in the sky. It's not a bird or a plane, but a brand new Superman movie that opens Friday, July 11th. This is a reboot, not just for The Man of Steel, but for the entire DC universe, and it's written and directed by James Gunn, who made those quirky, sometimes campy Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So what exactly can we expect?
Back.
Writer-director James Gunn says he couldn't figure out how to retell the Superman story until he discovered the All-Star Superman comics, made 20 years ago by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. Here, we have a Superman whose motivations for saving humankind are openly questioned by the entire world.
In an interior way, it's about Superman having certain beliefs about himself, confronting those beliefs and learning things about himself he didn't know, and then trying to deal with that information. So it's a personal journey in that way.
Like Christopher Reeve in the late 70s, the role of Superman has gone to a lesser-known actor, David Corenswet, who had a supporting role in Twisters.
He's got the acting chops, he's got the comedy chops, he's able to deliver the fast-paced dialogue as I added, and of course he looks a heck of a lot like Superman.
My favorite thing is when Superman saves the girl from the gas tanks being thrown at, the big slow motion shot. I love that shot. That's super cool.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Rachel Brosnahan, an Emmy winner for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, plays Superman's love interest Lois Lane, a fearless reporter for the Daily Planet.
I think she's an everyday superhero. I think while Clark has super strength and heat vision and can fly, she has the power of the pen, and she has the ability to move the needle in the world that she lives in.
And Nicholas Hoult, who was so good in last year's Juror Number 2, shaved his head for the role of Lex Luthor.
He's a guy who's driven by jealousy and envy so much that he's rationalized himself into believing that he's saving humanity because of what he's doing, and that his jealousy is almost like a calling.
Crypto!
What promises to set this Superman apart from the others is Gunn's trademark humor and humanity, which he discovered with the help of Crypto, Superman's super dog.
Stop! Crypto! Ow! Ow! Stop it!
Moviegoers will walk out of the theater wishing they could fly and be as powerful as Superman. But Gunn also hopes they'll realize something else.
What does Superman want? He wants to be us. He wants to be able to connect to other people, to feel loved and feel like you love someone else, to not be alone. And so I would hope that we would go out of the theater and just feel a little bit more grateful to be ourselves and find that Superman in us.
Superman is rated PG-13. I saw it last night, and James Gunn has a wildly imaginative take on the Man of Steel. You may feel at times like you're getting a little overserved, but the characters that you already know, they are great. And the movie makes an important statement about immigration. All right, there is a new book that takes a look at the wild side of Seattle. And we're not talking about that city's nightlife.
There's a lot that's wild in Seattle. You just have to know how to look for it.
Put away your phone is a key one. Walk slowly, look up and look down, pay attention. But really the ultimate one is get outside and do it.
This city is so wild, it inspired local author David B. Williams to write a book.
Wild in Seattle, stories at the crossroads of people and nature. I love to be outside, and I think we're often told that nature is way out there somewhere.
Nature is right here, according to these essays illustrated by Elizabeth Person.
So we were at 2nd and Marion in the Exchange building, and what's gorgeous and wonderful about it for me is the rock at the base. So this rock is 3.5 billion years old. And I pretty much guarantee that it is the oldest rock that anybody who walks by it will ever encounter in their life.
At a bridge over I-5 near Northgate, you'll hear tree frogs, not traffic.
I remember walking over one night and hearing frogs over the sound of the freeway. There were so many of them back in that area. And those frogs are legendary because they are the frog used for Hollywood movies.
Wild in Seattle also reveals Seattle's horse-powered history.
So the two signs that we see in the city are old stables. There's about 3 or 4 of them left. Probably the best one is at Blanchard and Western. And if you look at the building, it's 3 stories tall, and at the high point of the building, there's a big terracotta horse head. The other sign are hitching posts. So if you rode your horse, you have to tie it up. It was illegal to have your horses run wild. So people would tie them up. So there's about maybe a half dozen to a dozen of these little granite hitching posts. They're usually about 3 feet tall, and usually have a metal ring on it where you tie your horse up.
Dave's favorite wild thing that calls this city home? The red-tailed hawk.
This gorgeous bird of prey that is such a symbol of wildness. One of the best places really to see them is along I-5.
So if you see a guy patting a building in downtown Seattle,
fabulous, beautiful.
Now you know, it's just David B. Williams appreciating his wild urban home.
You know, not a kumbaya moment, but how do I live in a way that is more respectful of the land and the people and the plants and animals? And that's what I hope these essays do, is get people to notice them, enjoy them, respect them, and then ultimately, hopefully, take care of them.
David also leads walking tours of the city. Wild in Seattle, published by Mountaineer Books, is out now.
Up next, don't let the dog days of summer destroy your container garden. Cisco has some tips. And the Walkable Music Festival bringing neighbors together.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
I want to check that out.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
It feels like the end of an era in Seattle rock. After 27 years together, 2-time Hall of Fame inductee Matt Cameron announces he's parting ways with Pearl Jam, writing in an Instagram post, "Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Stone for inviting me into the band in 1998 and for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime filled with friendships, artistry, challenges, and laughter." The remaining members thanking Matt, calling the drummer who also played with Soundgarden, forever our friend in art and music.
Welcome back to the show from Georgetown. We are at Oxford Park now, home of the old Hat and Boots gas station structures. You know, these hot July days, they can really parch the plants in your garden, especially the ones that are potted. Good thing Cisco has a solution.
So if you're like me, you love doing containers. You know, you can have everything in a garden in one container as long as you make sure that it's in proportion. You got a thriller, a filler. That's about all you need. It's easy and it's fun. But there's a few things you have to do to keep them looking great. So number one is if you've got a big plant, get any ugly dead leaves out of there. They're not gonna look good. Now, this plant really needs deadheading. These are these dwarf dahlias. Get ready, because if you've got a design like this, you're gonna be deadheaded every 2 seconds. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of it to do. But it's not that hard work. I mean, it only takes a couple of minutes to deadhead it. If you let these things go to seed, they go, I just did the job I'm on Earth for. I've reproduced, gone to seed. I'm gonna sit back, get a good suntan, and eat some fertilizer. So you gotta deadhead, frustrate the tweedle out of them so they wanna raise a family and you don't let them. And look at this gorgeous container filled with mandevilla and Gerbera daisies. How do you get better than this? But it really needs deadhead. And when you do this, you go way down in there. This is already not looking good, so don't waste time. Get it done right away. Oh yeah, get this guy out. Look at how much better it looks already. Okay, deadheading isn't enough. If you want this to keep putting on this beautiful show of blooms, you've got to fertilize it. I've already put it in the container according to directions. So every 2 weeks at least, you want to fertilize. Look at how spectacular this looks. People probably think Monet lives here. Oh la la.
Saving your garden one ooh la la at a time. Thank you so much, Cisco. If you thought your 4th of July weekend was an especially noisy one, especially in Tacoma and in Edmonds, prepare yourself for another noisy weekend. It is that most musical of neighborhood celebrations, Porchfest.
Check. 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 Mic check. Mic check.
If your idea of the perfect neighborhood is a quiet neighborhood, you probably haven't been to a Porchfest.
Porchfest is a free, walkable music festival that takes place on people's porches, all in the central Tacoma neighborhood. We've got 30 porches and over 50 bands performing today. We've got established Tacoma bands that gig around town and play up in Seattle and down in Portland. And there's also quite a bit of just folks who play in their backyard with their buddies performing. So it's quite a mix.
You can clap to it, you can dance to it, you can move to it, do what you want to do to it.
The best thing about Porchfest is once you've had your fill of one band, all you have to do is walk a couple houses down, and there's another one.
I play by ear since my grandmother taught me how to play piano when I was 6 years old.
Eduardo Alarcón has been playing on his porch since the pandemic, so naturally he was the first to sign up to perform at a porch festival in his own neighborhood.
This is amazing. We are so lucky we are living in this neighborhood because everybody's wonderful. It's like everybody knows each other, everybody in the morning says hi.
Got alcohol syndrome, this ain't gonna stop me.
Rapper Ryan Steele born with fetal alcohol syndrome, drew the same sized crowds and received just as much encouragement as everybody else.
Everybody taking care of each other and making this happen is just wonderful.
I went on down to the crossroads, tried to flag all right.
It's a great way to get people walking around, talking to their neighbors, meeting their neighbors, walking across each other's yards, all while listening to great music.
This year's Tacoma Porchfest will be bigger and better than ever. 2 days and 2 neighborhoods. We hear on Sunday, the legendary garage rockers Girl Trouble will be performing. And then that very day at Porchfest Edmonds, you can see the indie legend Pedro the Lion, as well as a punk band called Pilfer, featuring my son.
Up next, Alpacas in Auburn. And later, drop in on a skateboarding coffee shop in Tacoma. This month's Cisco segment sponsored by Dram, the professional's choice for lawn and garden.
Welcome back to the show from Georgetown. We're going to head now to Green Apple Alpacas in Auburn, where we can make some new animal friends and get a taste of good old farm living.
Paca, paca, paca. Betsy, come on, you want some treats? Coming in hot, huh?
The quickest way to a llama's heart is through carrots. That's just one of the things you learn on a visit to Green Apple Alpacas.
I'll pack a lunch, I'll pack my bags.
A farm Candy Dodrell started with her family about 5 years ago.
So people always think that alpacas and llamas are gonna spit on them. They don't spit on you unless you're doing something to them. They're usually just spitting on each other.
That's just how they communicate. That's the language of love.
Yes.
The farm is also home to a variety of birds, some ducks, some noisy geese, and a few retired show chickens.
Look at this beauty. This is Chicken Noodle. She's a good egg, or she was a good egg about 8 years ago.
You must visit the farm store for the alpaca socks, the wool paintings, and because you can take a little bit of your favorite alpaca home with you.
Feel Skippy's yarn. That's Skippy and Rosie mixed together.
Nice.
Hi, Mac.
In the back meadow, animal crackers draw a small herd of sheep and one insistent goat. The male alpacas also hang out here.
They're so peaceful. They're so hungry. Instant friendship.
Yes.
Not even a full carrot, and you're friends for life.
At Green Apple Alpacas, plenty of opportunities to make new pals.
This really looks like a happy life.
It is, it's a very happy life.
You can shop for alpaca wool and other Green Apple products without ever leaving your home. We've got a link to their website from our own, king5evening.com.
The coffee shop in Tacoma that brings a whole new meaning to grind. Now in our 39th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
Welcome back to the show from Georgetown. For our final story, we're going to head to Tacoma to check out a place where you can get a latte and practice your ollies all at the same time.
As a professional skateboarder, Tacoma's Aaron Artis earned a reputation for trying any stunt at least once, and it made him famous.
And I did nothing but skateboard for a living for 5 years, which was my childhood dream, and I'm still living that out to the day by just being involved with skateboarding.
He's helped build skate parks in the Tacoma area, but Aaron wanted to do more. And then one day, he had a conversation with coffee maestro Jack Saffel that changed everything.
We're having a cup of coffee in my backyard, skating my ramp, and we said, hey, skateboarding, coffee, two best things in the world, let's combine them both and let's make the method.
Coffee and skateboarding. Skateboarding and coffee.
Everybody that comes into the store is like, this is a great idea. Why hasn't somebody thought of something like this in the past?
It all makes perfect sense to Brian Krasovitz.
I think having like a skate shop with coffee like goes hand in hand, you know, because like we're always tired. We're always tired even though we wake up at like 11 noon, you know?
If the method is just another errant artist stunt, it's one that's built to last for a community that believes skateboarding is a positive influence.
What's your method? This is ours.
The Method is open every day of the week. Well, that is going to do it for us from Oxbow Park. As you can see, we're getting the boot. We're getting 2 boots, actually. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.